February 17th, 2004, shoppers inside of a Japanese superstore called Jusco in Wakachi City were suddenly aware of a loud commotion. When they went to investigate, they found a thin young woman with a young baby strapped to her chest, grappling with an older man. Then the woman yelled out, "Thief!" The man she was fighting with was in his late 60s, and he had pinned the woman and his fists were clenched like he was holding whatever it was he took from her. 3 men from the crowd immediately jumped into action and pinned him to the ground and began trying to pull his hands open, but the man would not unclench his fists. These 3 men yelled out to the police. They ran over and jumped on top of this guy and handcuffed him. And the man, as he's laying on the ground, yelling out that he did nothing wrong before he began violently vomiting before falling unconscious. They were able to open up his fists and discovered the only thing he was clutching was his own bank card. The wallet he had on him belonged to him. It did not appear he had actually taken anything from this woman. And speaking of this woman, the police were so caught up in the chaos of the moment that they hadn't even thought to look around for the victim. They poked their heads up and start looking around the crowd for this woman, but she's nowhere to be seen. And so they labeled the incident an attempted robbery and they closed the case. The following day, the older man, who became known as Mr. A by police, died at the hospital as a result of heart failure caused by extreme stress. When the police found out about this, they simply went into the case file, updated, and did not investigate further. But Mr. A's family refused to believe he had just attacked a young woman and her baby. His family pleaded with police to reopen the case and investigate this woman. The police initially resisted, but ultimately conceded and said, okay, we'll check the CCTV camera footage at the Jusco to make sure we didn't miss anything. What they discovered terrified them. A camera overlooking the ATM bank where this whole scuffle went down picked up this woman about 5 minutes before Mr. A walked into frame. And she did appear to have a 2-year-old or 1-year-old strapped to her chest, and she was just standing there motionless with her back to the corner looking down. And then when Mr. A came into frame, he turned around after getting his cash and started walking away. The woman in the corner suddenly becomes animated. She lifts her head up and walks straight past him, skimming his chest with her hand as she passed. And right after she did that, it was like Mr. A had a reaction to being touched by her, and he instinctively grabbed her arm, and that's when the woman yelled out, "Thief," although it's clear from the footage that she is the aggressor. And then at some point during this chaotic melee, the woman just stands up and meanders her way into the crowd and disappears. They never found any footage of this woman entering or exiting the Jusco. It was like she just appeared in that corner in order to go after Mr. A, and none of the dozens of witnesses were able to provide any sort of meaningful description of this woman. And her face was so unsettling to police that they actually decided not to share the image with the public for an entire year. After seeing the CCTV footage, Mr. A's relatives sued the police for detaining him and pinning him to the ground. The case, which is now referred to as the Jusco Phantom, is still very famous in Japan, and it remains a popular topic on long internet chat room threads where people can speculate about who or what killed Mr. A.